We're going to have a Ryan family reunion in Florham Park. Liz is paranoid. Rob Ryan, Rex Ryan, the Ryan family. They might even call Buddy to be general manager. What do you think? Have the Jets just ran by the Ryan family?
It's a circus anyway. They're a joke. They really are. But they're not even trying to be actually relevant in football. They're just trying to see how many times they can make the back page of the paper. That's really what it comes down to. They're not trying to win football games. Bunch of bums. All of them.
They had their press conference yesterday, and they want to. I'm telling you, we've watched Rex Ryan completely change right in front of us. Even he openly admitted yesterday in his interview that the ground and pound style of offense is just dead, and that you got to have an offense like your defense that's unpredictable and you don't know what's coming at you.
I'll disagree. I will disagree.
Tell us why you would disagree.
Because there are teams that are successful that do run the ball. Arian Foster in Houston. Gore out there in San Fran. Marshawn Lynch. I mean, those are all running teams for the most part.
Yeah, but his point was an unpredictable offense.
Nobody has an unpredictable offense. When you go against the Saints, you know they're throwing the ball all over the place. You go against Green Bay, you know they're throwing the ball all over the place. Neither of those two teams have really run the ball. You know what you're getting. There's no unpredictability in those offenses. It's just a different style of offense. And there's so much game film on these guys now that it's there. It's just hard to stop.
It is hard to stop.
I've always been the type of coach where and I like the type of coach that says, listen, I don't care if you know our playbook. Here it is. Give it to them. Because it's not what you run, it's how you run it.
Can you execute?
That's what it comes down to. It doesn't matter if the other team knows what play you're running. If you can execute it, they can't stop it. If you got a quarterback who could throw pills, who could just put it wherever he wants to, like a Breeze, like a Brady, like a Manning, like those guys can, like surgical, on point, you can't stop that. There's no defense for a perfectly thrown football.
No.
You got, as much as you want to say, like, oh, well, we knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. It's like with the Vikings. The Vikings this year, you knew Adrian Peterson was getting the ball. Once Percy Harvin went out for the year, their offense went downhill quick in the passing game. They had no passing game. It was pretty much irrelevant at that point.
Yeah.
And it was Adrian Peterson's show. And they were putting 8, 9 guys in the box, but you couldn't stop the man. You knew what was coming, but you couldn't stop him. Even last week, I mean, he had 99 yards against the Packers last week. And last week they knew he was going to run and Joe Webb was quarterbacking. Yeah, you know what's going to happen, but you still got to stop him.
Well, I think what I think what Rex Ryan was trying to say was that their offense was so stagnant this past season that he's really hoping to find a way to attack teams that they won't see coming right away, that will take time to adjust to, that will force teams to make halftime adjustments, so on and so forth. I also think that it's funny that, Rex is so excited about the hiring of the new GM, yet that man will most likely be the end of Rex Ryan. He will get his 1 year. He will get his opportunity to get them to the playoffs and do something. And just like Lovie Smith, all you got to do is miss it by a game. All you got to do. I don't care that you go 10-6, 9-7, winning record. Don't care.
Listen, Rex knows he's on borrowed time. He's been there 4 years already. I don't see him staying another 4. He's on borrowed time. If it don't happen this year, it'll happen the year out. At some point in the next little while, year or two, Rex Ryan's gone. Even if they make the playoffs next year, the year after. The next time they don't make the playoffs, he's gone.
Let me ask you a question. Do the Jets consider a quarterback like Geno Smith this year? in the first round?
I wouldn't.
And try to run what they're running in Washington and
There
Seattle.
isn't a quarterback really out there right now that I would take in the first round. I mean, as a first-round guy, I mean, not really. There are guys, I think Geno Smith can come in and be a backup or a wildcat guy. I don't think he's a come in and try and compete for a number one spot type guy. I don't think you're going to really find that quarterback in this draft. That's why I think this offseason it's going to be very important to see the way these quarterbacks are shuffled around. Like Tebow going to Jacksonville. You're going to see Alex Smith go somewhere else. Probably going to see Matt Flynn get traded. You're going to see some quarterback movement because there's not a lot in the draft to take. You're going to see Michael Vick go somewhere. So right there are 4 QB spots that are open in the league that are going to be filled. Somebody's going to get Flynn. Somebody's going to sign Vic. We know that pretty much it's in the stores. Eventually, Tebow will go to Jacksonville. And
hard time believing he's going to stay.
And Alex Smith's not staying with San Fran. So, all that said, you know, there's not a lot of quarterback openings left.
So you figure the Jets probably try to make a play for one of them.
Probably try and make a play for one of them.
Either Vic or Smith would be my guess. Or maybe Flynn. Maybe Flynn. I don't really know on that one. But
well, I was hearing Flynn with, maybe even Andy Reid. Although, I don't know. Maybe Andy Reid's that kind of guy that might take a Geno Smith. But I think he would take him in the second round or the third round if he lasted that long.
Yeah, right. And that's the thing. It's all based on where you draft the quarterbacks coming out. The Jets themselves, though, I mean, let's be serious. Things have not changed after yesterday's press conference. Interesting enough, though, there are some small rumors about another Ryan joining the Jets because Rob was fired from the Cowboys.
The Jets have a D coordinator right now, don't they?
No, they fired him yesterday.
Oh.
They fired there's talks between either promoting their secondary coach, who actually was at the Grasshopper last night having a beer, but taking their secondary coach and moving him to defensive coordinator, possibly Rob Ryan. But I don't think the brothers would work that well together personally. I mean, I think they'd overthink their creative blitz packages.